celebrating junior bowling, elevating junior bowlers. This is Prodigy Bowlers Tour. From Brunswick Zone Roswell in Roswell, Georgia, it's the season opener for Season 2, and we kick things off today with our first Single Ball Eliminator of the year. Let's meet today's players. Bowling leadoff is Logan, with 7 wins on Prodigy Bowlers Tour last year. Second in the order today is Nolan. Nolan is still looking for his first solo win on Prodigy. In the third spot is Mark, who just joined our league today for the first time. He's making his second appearance on Prodigy. Fourth in the order is Mikey, our only two-hander in the field today. Bowling fifth is Christian, a 4-time winner on Prodigy. Mcfluffy would love to start the new season with a win. Sixth in the lineup is Charlie, Prodigy's winningest player and the 2017 recipient of the coveted trophy pin. Bowling seventh is Hunter, the one and only junior varsity player in today's starting lineup. And bowling anchor is Tristan, who just joined our league and is making his first appearance on Prodigy. And that's our field today on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. We're back at our old haunt again, Brunswick Zone Roswell, for Season 2 of Prodigy Bowlers Tour. And once again this year, we'll be bringing you a series of unofficial, informal, and impromptu after-league challenge matches with some of the most active and engaged youth bowlers here in our program at Brunswick Zone Roswell and all around the Atlanta area and across the state of Georgia, all in an effort to simulate the pressure of tournament competition in an open play environment. And I'm pleased to tell you that we'll be taking the show on the road fairly regularly this year. So if you live in and bowl Youth League in the Atlanta metro area and you'd like to see Prodigy Bowlers Tour come to your local center, by all means tell your youth director or general manager to get in touch with me, Coach Randy. My email address is pretty easy to remember. It's randy@prodigybowlerstour.com. Well, we promised our first episode of the new season would be filmed on September 16th, but as it turned out, we had enough interested bowlers on the day of our fall league registration. So here we are with a surprise early launch to the 2017-18 season. And today we dust off one of our favorite formats and one I'm sure we'll do a few times again this season. It's the Single Ball Elimination format. The way it works is all players will throw one ball in each frame. The player with the low pinfall is eliminated until we're down to the final 2 players, and they'll bowl a 1-game match to decide the winner. And yes, once again this season we'll be awarding a new coveted trophy pin, although it's not here yet. So whoever wins today, we'll have to circle back around when the pin arrives and get them to sign it later. So, without further ado, you've met our players today, so let's get started. Leading us off in frame 1 is Logan. Well, it's good to be back in the saddle again, back bowling for a whole new league season and a whole new season of Prodigy Bowlers Tour. And here's Logan with the first shot. Oh, he's stuck. It didn't seem to bother him too much, though. Checking the approach, though, a little sticky. And I should mention that no one got a warm-up ball on either of these 2 lanes. We just started. So, Logan with the strike, and that's usually good enough to get on to the next frame. Remember, it's the low pinfall. Player with the low pinfall gets eliminated. And here's Nolan with the big loft and the big strike right in the pocket. Good to see him back in the saddle, too. All right, here is a new addition to our Roswell varsity and junior varsity leagues. This is Mark. He and his dad driving in from Peachtree City, which for those of you outside of the Atlanta area It's about a 60-mile drive one way just to bowl with us on Saturdays. Well, hello, Mark. Welcome to Roswell. Now, he did bowl on Prodigy once before. He made the top 5 on our Let the Fireworks Begin episode back on 4th of July weekend. All right, here's Mikey. That's high and leaves the 3-6, an 8 count. And so far we've seen nothing but strikes up to that point, so we'll see if that 8 holds up. Next to go is Christian. McFluffy wearing his Prodigy Bowlers Tour t-shirt that someone got him for his birthday over the summer. Well, he ripped it at the bottom, and that's what happens. It's safe. He's on to the next frame with a 9 count. But he hit it so hard at the bottom, it's not surprising that ball finished hard and chopped the 5 right off the 9. All right. Well, we get a look now at Charlie. I guess we could call him our reigning Player of the Year on Prodigy Bowlers Tour after having won the coveted trophy pin last season. Throwing his code red today. And he shreds the rack. Well, that's vintage Charlie. And now the one player in our field from the junior varsity. And as we have mentioned so many times in the past, Hunter is fearless. He doesn't care if he's bowling the big kids or grown-ups. He'll bowl anybody that wants to bowl. And his dad tells me that he wouldn't wear this shirt until they put his name on the back. So there you go. Got to have at least 8. Okay, well, he locks himself into no worse than a playoff. And now Tristan, another first-timer here with us. He came over from a neighboring bowling center. He's going to bowl league with us this year. And although he bowled in a qualifier for Prodigy once, he didn't make the show. So this is his first appearance on Prodigy Bowlers Tour.
Is this one okay?
And he shreds the rack. So we are going to start the day with a roll-off. It's going to be Mikey and Hunter. This is our 4th Single Ball Eliminator event that we've held on Prodigy. We did 3 of them last year. And Mikey was in the finals of 2 of them, won the first one. There's a wall shot and a strike for Mikey, and that puts all the pressure on Hunter. And he's got to wait for the pin setter. He is anxious. He's already got his hand in the ball. And just slow down, take your time. Yeah, okay, set the ball down. I like this move. All right, Hunter, gotta have them all. And he gets them all. And as you can plainly see, everybody was rooting for him. Here's another look. So we're going to A double roll off. Mikey, the pressure swings back on you, my friend. He gave that one plenty of room. And it comes back and slaps out the 10-pin. So once again, Hunter's got a strike to match Mikey and to continue. Well, he did it once before. You can tell he's anxious. All right. Take dead aim and let it go. Oh, man, that could have gone, but no. He gave it a valiant effort. And I think that first strike in the roll-off is enough to make his day, but I know he wanted to continue. Yep, he wanted that one bad. I think so did everybody else who was watching, but that is it for Hunter. He is going to be the first one to exit today. But boy, did he give it a good try. So we're on to frame 2 and back to the top of the order. Here's Logan. And that ball labors in trying to get back, and he gets 8, leaving the 2-8. So next to go is Nolan. Didn't see Nolan up at the bowling center much this summer. I did see him once, but I think he kind of took the summer off. Big loft, big skid. Apparently that right lane is a little tighter than the left lane. That ball never quite got into a roll on the back end, and he leaves a 5-pin, but that's 9. And with Logan posting an 8 count, Nolan is safe. So next to go is Mark. Got to get back. Ooh, not quite. And that is a 7 count. He leaves the 2-4-5. So he is on the bubble, and Logan is now safe. So Mikey hits the reset button. And he is ready to go. As soon as he gets a fresh rack of pins to shoot at. Another one light in the pocket that doesn't get up. And another 8 count, leaving the 2-8. So obviously there's a little more oil on the right lane than the players were expecting. As I mentioned earlier, nobody got to warm up on this pair. So this is the first ball these players have thrown on the right lane. So we're waiting on Tristan to decide that he's ready to go. He's going with his misfit pearl today. Apparently there's something out there that he likes as far as throwing that ball, and I guess he's going to check out the approach. As I mentioned earlier, the left lane approach was a little sticky. Logan nearly tripped over and fouled on the first ball in the left lane, so Tristan just checking out the approach to see if it's any better or worse than the left lane. Smart move. Oh, and he really ripped that one too, just like he did in the first frame when he left the 9-pin. And he gets 8. That's good enough to advance to frame 3. Let's take another look at it. Watch him rip it. And now watch the 2-pin. The 2-pin's going to jump up and fly around the 4 and the 7. And that's called the fast 8. So next to go will be Charlie. Charlie told me he's not really feeling all that well today. He's didn't get a lot of sleep last night. A lot of that going around. I didn't either. I would call that a good commercial shot. In the pocket, 9 is good enough. So he's on to frame 3. And now Tristan is the last man left who can give Mark a reprieve. Will one newbie in our league here do a favor for the other newbie? Let's find out. Oh, he almost gave Mark a reprieve or a roll-off anyway, but the 8-pin goes out late, and Mark is done. Take another look at this one. Watch this 8-pin go very late. So he is safely on to the next frame, and someone has summoned the authorities. Our buddy Sean is down there trying to wipe the approach where these kids are sliding. Maybe give them a little more slippery footing. You can't make approaches slippery enough for me. I love them when they're slick. All right, Logan up in frame 3, leading off. And he can't throw it any better than that. He and Charlie, about the most well-practiced young bowlers I know. They spend a lot of hours in the bowling center, and all you got to do is watch them bowl, and you know that. All right. Little commotion off to the side, and I think it may have distracted Nolan, so he just backs off and resets. Good idea. Yeah, right in the pocket, but he pulled it. We're bowling on the house shot. That's oil in the middle of the lane. And when you pull it like that, it never gets any traction until it's too late. So the ball just hydroplanes down the lane and never gets into a good roll. That's why you leave the 5-7. And Nolan will sit anxiously and wait to see if 8 will hold up. And now Mikey. Ringing 10. If he was bowling in a normal game, he probably wouldn't be real thrilled with that, but in this circumstance, 9 is plenty. He's safely on to frame 4. And now our little buddy McFluffy checking out the approach again. He is being unusually cautious today. So much so that he's taking a re-rack for an 8 count. He's taking a re-rack. Okay. Hey, you got to get your head right before you throw a ball. I understand. I'm the most re-racking guy you'll ever meet, so you won't hear me say much about this. Although it is kind of funny that he's taking a re-rack and all he needs is 8. But he said he didn't like where the 7-pin was standing, so Whoa, how's that rack? A 5 count. And I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you, but you're not laughing. So I guess I am laughing at you, Tristan. Anytime you get 5 after taking a re-rack, I think you're fair game to be laughed at. It's okay. He knows I care about him. He also knows I love to laugh at him sometimes, but that's okay. He laughs at me too. All right, Charlie, you need 5. Can you handle it? Oh, he nearly stuck. Or slipped, one or the other, but he got them all. I think maybe he was expecting to stick, and after Sean wiped down the approach, now everybody's going to check it. That's probably a good idea. Down here in the south, where it gets humid, sometimes these synthetic approaches get sticky. This is a time that I really miss wood approaches. Tristan finds the pocket, gets 9, and sends Christian home for the day.
Bye, Christian.
Bye, Christian. Bye, buddy.
Everybody says goodbye to Christian as we head on to the next frame now. Logan will lead us off once again. Oh, and he trips the 4. Oh, when you get those going for you, you know it might just be your day. Let's take another look. Watch the 2-pin. It's going to go to the wall. And it'll come between the 7 and the 4 and trips the 4. I loves me some trip 4s. All right, Nolan. Gets a light shaker. You know how I feel about light shakers. We going to see 5 strikes? Haven't had a frame like that in one of these single ball eliminators. We've had 9s go to a playoff before. Never seen a strike not stand up. Well, I guess we did in the first roll-off today between Mikey and Hunter. He had to go again. Oh, there's a 9. 9's low at the moment. So everybody taking a little extra time to check the approaches. See what Charlie can do here. Oh, he gave it a little extra speed and it didn't read the back end. And that's the 7 count. The 2, 7, 8 remain. And that could be trouble. Mikey is now safe. Tristan takes a deep breath. He admitted to me that he's got a little stage fright today. Said this is really nerve-wracking. A little high, but a 9 count is good enough. Charlie gives him the low 5, and Tristan is on safely to frame 5, and it's Charlie who is eliminated. So then there were 4, and Logan leads us off in frame 5. Comes in a little bit behind the head pin, leaves a weak 10, and that's a 9 count. This is the first of these single ball eliminators we've done that Logan has bowled in. He's been gone every time we've done them before. And a wall shot for Nolan. So he's safely on to the next frame as he gives the motion safe. And he liked it. All right, Mikey. Solid as can be. So Logan's telling Tristan, think about it. Yeah, he wants him to think about it a little too much. Yeah, we'll see. See Tristan take a big, deep breath. That's smart. Try to relax a little bit. Oh, he found the pocket, but the 10 remains. So we've got another roll-off. This time, Logan and Tristan will go on to a roll-off. And it's hard to predict what'll come of this. We've never seen Tristan bowl on Prodigy before, so who knows how he'll hold up under pressure. Oh, Logan threw a good shot. A ringing 10. But now the opportunity sits in front of Tristan to eliminate Logan and move on. He's just got to throw one strike right now. If he gets 9, we'll repeat the roll-off. If he gets 8, Logan will advance. Oh, he stuffed it! And he sends Logan home. So we will be down to just 3. Nolan, Mikey, and Tristan. Well, there's a brand new tournament series coming to the Atlanta area for youth bowlers. It's the Atlanta Youth Challenge. It's a team competition with 4-member teams. Entry fee is $40 a team, and each team will field kids whose birth years are within a 2-year spread. The first event will be at Brunswick Zone Roswell on Sunday, October 15th at 10 a.m. For more details, ask the folks at participating AMF, Brunswick Zone, or Stars and Strikes bowling centers throughout the Atlanta area. We move to frame 6, and whoever gets booted this time will be kicking themselves because the last 2 will go on to the championship match. Boy, he gave that a little extra loft and pulled it in the process. And gets 7. Will 7 hold up? Yeah, you could tell on Nolan's face as he came off the lanes that he knew that was not his best. Sometimes you press just a little bit. The tendency under pressure is to pull it. There's a good one by Mikey. He just punched his ticket to the championship match. So now, Tristan. 7 gets him in a roll-off. Anything better? And it'll be Tristan and Mikey for the championship. See what happens here. He's bowled well today. Oh, and you can't throw it any better than that. And that ends Nolan's day. A 3rd place finish for Nolan. And looky here. For the 3rd time in this, our 4th single ball elimination, Mikey advances to the championship match, this time against Tristan. Since Prodigy Bowlers Tour launched in the fall of 2016, people all over America and around the world have found the channel and subscribed to it. Thank you. It's the Prodigy Bowlers Tour, our YouTube webcast series of unofficial, informal, and impromptu after-league challenge matches to decide weekly bragging rights among our bowling center's most dedicated junior bowlers. Your support for Prodigy and for junior bowling has reaffirmed what I have long believed, that there is a real thirst for non-traditional bowling content that's presented in a professional manner. And that's what I've strived to do, present bowling in a fun way and in as professional a manner as I can, given the inherent limitations that I'm working with, namely that Prodigy is done on a budget of exactly $0. Most people are shocked to learn that Prodigy is shot with a single camera, an iPhone, and that all the camera moves you see on the show are achieved in post-production, the editing process. Sometime this season, I intend to produce a The Making of Prodigy video, so you'll see how the process comes together. In order to grow Prodigy and improve the quality of the presentation beyond what it already is, I've launched a GoFundMe campaign to try to raise enough money to purchase some better video equipment so the show can be shot with an actual camcorder and not merely a cell phone. And I'd like to ask you today to please take a few minutes to visit our GoFundMe page and read our story. You'll get a little background on me and why I came to produce the show, and you'll see a detailed list of the equipment I think would help take Prodigy to the next level. Please help Prodigy grow by donating to our campaign. The expenses listed in the GoFundMe drive are broken into 4 phases. If all we get is enough to pay for Phase 1, that'll be great. But if we do reach the Phase 1 goal, we'll keep going and try to reach the Phase 2 goal, and so on. And hopefully, your generosity and the generosity of fans like you will enable us to get all the way through the Phase 4 goal. Please go to the website and read the story. I hope you'll agree that Prodigy is worth improving, and you'll make a donation. Whatever amount you can afford would be appreciated. We have over 5,000 subscribers to this channel, and if every one of them donated about 80 cents, we'd hit our goal. But even if we fall a little short of that, the first 3 phases would provide a big improvement to the quality of the show that you enjoy watching. Please visit the GoFundMe page, read our story, and share it with everyone you know who watches Prodigy Bowlers Tour and supports junior bowling and youth sports in general. www.gofundme.com/prodigy-bowlers-tour. All right, before we settle things, let's take a look at how we got here. Both of our finalists had to get through a roll-off on their way to the finals. Mikey was taken to the brink by 9-year-old Hunter, who nearly matched Mikey's second strike in the double roll-off, but came up just short to be the first to exit. And then Mark short-counted in frame 2, and that ended his day. Christian's ball in the third went right through the nose, pulling out just 5 pins from the rack, sending him to the sideline. Then in the fourth frame, anything short of a strike wouldn't be good enough, and Charlie only got 7, ending his day. Then Logan fell in a roll-off with Tristan. A ringing 10 wasn't good enough, as Tristan followed that with a solid strike to send Logan home in 4th place. And then Nolan needed to get past just 1 more frame to get into the finals, but both Mikey and Tristan threw strikes, and Nolan came up short to set up the championship match. So here we go. Tristan won the coin flip and got the choice of starting lanes, and he's elected to let Mikey start the match. They'll bowl 1 game, scratch, for the championship. Normally when we bowl these single ball eliminations, the championship match is pins over average handicap because we get players of different skill levels, but Tristan bowled elsewhere in league last year, and we're not real sure what his average was, so their averages are close enough that we just decided to have them bowl scratch. And Mikey hooks by the 1 pin, and he gets 8 out to start the match. Not what he had in mind, for sure. And now Tristan. And that one comes back and just steamrolls the pins. And an early lead for Tristan. He's been bowling at another center just down the road a piece from us, but we bump into him occasionally at these GYBT tournaments. Uh-oh. Well, just a bit outside on that one. And, well, it's as good as 9 since he was on a strike. He doesn't lose any count. If he can pick it up, it'll be the same as if he'd gone 9 spare. But he's got to pick it up. Oh, and it just drifts a little high, and that's 9 out, so the 2 players exchange open frames. Well, the good news for Tristan is the same score if he'd gone 9 and open. All right, Mikey. Crunch. Solid strike for Mikey. Take a look at these 2 players side by side. There's some similarities between them. They're both 5-step delivery, but one is one-handed, the other two-handed. But watch this, Tristan starts a lot closer to the foul line. Mikey takes a running start, has a much shorter swing, but Mikey generates a lot more ball speed. That ball gets there a little quicker than Tristan's ball does, even though we synced up their release. It just goes to prove there's more than one way to skin a cat. And that one drifts high, so Mikey with a difficult spare. The pros will tell you that the 3, 6, 9, 10 is one of the trickiest non-split spares they face. Got to make sure and get that 9 pin. And that's how it's done right there. Great shot. And this match is even. So Tristan's just got to gather himself after that disastrous second frame and just make a good pass at it. Pretty good shot. Didn't quite get the finish he needed to carry out the 10. He will take his spare ball and go straight at the 10 pin. He moves left, go cross lane at it. Uh-oh. And that one gets away from him. Well, one of the things we'll probably work with Tristan on now that he's bowling with us is, you may have noticed he's got one swing plane going back and another swing plane going through. We'd like to get them both on the same plane if possible. Solid recovery, though. So, Mikey takes the lead on the bench. Now, can he take advantage of it? Gives it plenty of room and gets that 6 pin to tomahawk out the 10. watch this one again. Watch his reaction. Anybody doubt whether Mikey is competitive? He doesn't bowl many tournaments, but he has a competitive streak in him. You can see it in his body language. And that one drifts high, so he doesn't take advantage of the strike being up to where he could extend his lead. Watch this. See how his swing went from out to in coming through? That's why he pulled it left. Covers the 3-pin without a problem. So the lead is still 11, and if Tristan can get a double right here, he can cut it to 1. And that one is way wide, but it almost got back. He got the pocket. A light pocket anyway, just didn't have quite enough to get the 7 to go. That was a wall shot. It could have taken out the 7. He will move right and go cross lane at the 7-pin. Oh no. An unforced error there. 2 single pin spares, a 10-pin and a 7-pin, and when he watches this again, I will tell you that that swing plane thing that he's got going on is the culprit. And that ball drifts a little high. It just didn't quite have the speed that the other shots he's thrown had. And now he's got the 4-7. And once again, watch how when his swing goes back, it goes way behind his back, and then he reroutes it at the top, and it goes straight. And he whiffs another spare. Wow. Okay. Well, we've got some stuff to work on. But he's a smart kid. I know he's going to get it. Mikey. Light shaker. And the lead is 35. And he can extend it to 45 if he can stack another strike on top of the one he just made. The psychology of match play. You got to put those strikes on top of each other. Just like that. And now Mikey starts to pull away. It's not over yet. But Tristan is pretty much got his back to the wall now, trailing by 45. Oh my goodness gracious, that was almost disaster. Now we got to see this again. Watch this. Watch the ball. It'll come in light, and look what's standing. He nearly had the 4, 5, 7, 10. And you don't see a right-hander knock the 5 into the 10 very often, but that's what we just saw. Can he double? He can. He shreds the rack, and that keeps him in the match. Well, well. This isn't over quite yet. Oh, Mikey gets another light shaker to go, and so his lead is back to 45. And now he really is in a commanding position. Mikey going at a 2:08 pace. The best Tristan can do is 193. So Tristan's going to need some help from Mikey if he's going to catch him. Oh, that could have gone, but the 7 remains. So with a conversion, he'll have 167 in the 8. The spare up, he'll be again at a 207 pace. When we talk about going at a pace, we mean if you go spare strike, spare strike, spare strike the rest of the way. Tristan must strike on this ball. If he doesn't strike, he can't win. Oh, he threw it pretty good, but the 10 stopped him. And that's all she wrote. The best he can do now is 172. Mikey's already got that beat if he doesn't even show up for the 10th. So this miss is academic, but I know it'll be a disappointment for Tristan. That's 3 single pins he's missed in this game. Watch the backswing. It goes out to in, and then it comes down on a different plane coming through. You got to work that out. And this one gets way wide. This really doesn't mean a thing at this point. He can't catch Mikey. But I know he wanted to make a better showing than this in his first time on the show. Hey, he got to the championship match. He's going to finish second. There's nothing to apologize for there. Made some real key shots in the single ball elimination phase of this competition. Made a couple of strikes when he needed them. Showed up under pressure, but this game, it just got away from him. And you know what? Sometimes that happens. Mikey has been here before. And that gets him up over 200 if he just keeps the ball on the lane and gets anything reasonable here. Possible 217 with 2 more strikes. There's one. Well, he rose to the occasion and has bowled well. He's bowled well all day today. You know, it was a year ago, our first day of league last year, the very first game of league last year. Mikey shot 299. Left a 4-pin on the last ball. And this drifts high and he gets 6, leaves the 3, 6, 9, 10, but he's not going to have to shoot it this time. Mikey and Tristan shake hands. It's Mikey who is our winner in our first Single Ball Eliminator of the year.
Now, bring the spirit of Prodigy Bowlers Tour to your bowling center with Prodigy Bowlers Tour t-shirts and sportswear, including collared shirts with the Prodigy logo printed on the back to show that you support junior bowling. Check out the entire assortment of Prodigy t-shirts in the Brunswick store. Visit PRODIGYBowlersTour.com to see the selection. That's PRODIGYBowlersTour.com.
Well, there you have it. Mikey fires a 213 in the championship match to notch the first victory of the new 2017-18 bowling season on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. We'll be off for the next 2 weeks, next weekend for Labor Day, as our leagues won't be bowling, and then as our leagues will be having their first official day of team competition on the 9th, I expect it'll be a little chaotic, as it always is on the first day of league, so we're not planning on filming Prodigy that day. Our next scheduled day for Prodigy is September 16th at Brunswick Zone Roswell. And then we'll be on the road the week after that, so stay tuned for where we'll be. Remember to keep up with our travel schedule. Check our website at PRODIGYBowlersTour.com. And for insider information and scheduling, be sure to join our Facebook group. It's called Prodigy Bowlers Tour. What did you think it would be called? By the way, when you submit a request to join the group, be sure to answer the questions you'll be presented with. Otherwise, I'll just assume the request is from a spam bot or some Russian hacker. Now, let's go down to the lanes to visit with our first winner of the new season.
Okay, so I don't have a coveted trophy pin for you yet. I've ordered one. It's not here. So I just wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you.
And what do you think? You're the first winner of the new year. This is almost as good as bowling a $2.99 your first game.
Yeah, I'm excited to win the first one of the season and to kick the Prodigy Bowlers Tour off again.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.